My name is Kino MacGregor. I am an Ashtanga yoga teacher, and I have been teaching for, about 10 years. And I have a really great opportunity to be able to travel the world and share the message of Ashtanga yoga with people of all different cultures and nationalities. And at the same time, I'm also able to have a wonderful studio back in my home in Miami Beach. I practice and teach Ashtanga yoga. My teacher's name is Sri K. Patabi Joyce. He passed away recently in the last few years, and it's really in his honor and spirit that I share the message of Ashtanga yoga. I did my first yoga class when I was 19 years old. It was a Shivananda style class, and it was a little bit too slow-paced for me. I didn't love it, but it left an impression on me about yoga as a healing practice, as a method to really take you deeper into a lifestyle of inner peace. And then when I was 22 years old, I had the great fortune of joining an Ashtanga yoga full primary series class. And it was less than a year after that I made the journey to India and I met my teacher. Yeah. I started teaching yoga when I first came back from Mysore. So actually after my return from India, it wasn't really a choice. It's not like I said, now I want to be a yoga teacher. Actually, what started happening for me was I went back and I was speaking to the people that I was, interacting with before I had journeyed to India. I was getting my master's degree from New York University, and I had meetings with my professors and meetings with my fellow students and this sort of thing. Everyone seemed to have noticed a change in me. And when I started talking about my experiences to them, I went to India, I met this yoga master and this sort of thing, they all started asking me to teach them. I felt highly uncomfortable, and I tried to recommend classes for people to go to, and then, they were sort of very enthusiastic about having me come, give them a private lesson or something like that. So I, humbly tried my best and kept on encouraging everyone to take a class. That's really how I started teaching. That's a good question. Yeah. So I think that more than anything, the journey in the yoga practice is like a search for meaning. And I think that people who turn to the spiritual practice of yoga in earnest start to come to the practice because they're going through something that's often challenging and hard to define in their lives. The same thing's really true for me. I was in a period of intense searching, and that searching was really born out of a period of darkness and a period of you could even say sadness. And it was a sincere wish to find a way to live a more peaceful life, a way to live a happier, more free life that led me to go deeper into the practice of yoga. And it was those answers that I was really seeking. It was that question that I brought with me in my heart to India, and it's that thing that keeps me inspired to practice and to keep teaching. The idea that the journey of yoga is a quest for the deepest meaning in life. Well, there's so many changes that it's kind of hard to pick one to even talk about. I think that the most important thing is the ability to look back on the span of your life and see a slow but steady arc towards the achievement of more peace and more happiness, more resolution, and more joy in your life. And the person that I was more than 10 years ago when I started sincere practice of yoga is someone that could never have imagined the kind of life I'm living today. And the depth of transformation possible is really limitless because the yoga practice taps you into, the eternal divine spark that rests within each human being. Well, I don't teach at any one studio, which is a real blessing. I have a wonderful community of different studios around the world that have opened their doors and their hearts to me, and I'm really, really grateful to each of the studios that's taken time out of their schedules and made time to allow me to share my message of yoga as a spiritual practice with their students. At the same time, I also have a yoga center in Miami Beach called Miami Life Center, and whenever I'm in Miami, I'm devoting as much time and energy as possible to creating a spiritual community in Miami Beach. Well, we don't have any official teacher training courses, but my husband and I are teaching an Ashtanga course, which is like a 2-week immersion in the Ashtanga yoga method. and we did that twice this year, but next year we're going to only do once. We're going to try to do that once a year in the summer in Miami. In addition to that, next year we're doing a one-week intermediate series adjustment course. Because we want to give students the opportunity to go deeper, we're also leading 2 yoga retreats, one in Purple Valley at Yoga Goa, and another one in Yoga Thailand at Paul Dallahan's place, they're both absolutely gorgeous centers. Yeah. I think that to be a yoga teacher is a big commitment, and if we want to understand the true depth and power of the practice, the first quality I think that any yoga teacher must have is the quality of compassion, the ability to love their students, and the ability to place the heart and spirit of the practice above really all else. And the idea that in order to accept someone as your student, we're accepting to love them and to believe in them when the student is unable to love themselves or to believe in themselves. And that requires a huge commitment on a very deep plane on the part of the teacher. So any person considering being a yoga teacher should be well established in the practice and all the transformations possible as the result of years of dedicated practice. New teachers. If you're just starting out and you're a yoga teacher, one of the most important things is to keep a relationship with your teacher. A lot of times when new teachers start teaching a lot, they lose their practice a little bit, and then the flame that really ignites the heart of yoga can start to burn out. So it's really important to keep a relationship with the lineage that you follow. And then the second thing is, never try to fake anything. It's okay that you don't know the answer. And if you want to share as much of your journey, you want to share your imperfections too. You want to share your humanity. So if you don't know the answer to a question, or it's something you're trying to figure out yourself when a student asks you, don't pretend like you need to know the answer. Just say, wow, I'm working on that too. And, maybe we can figure that out together. And I think to put as much of the true, authentic self that you are into your teaching, whether that's, the perfection, if you've mastered a particular posture, or whether it's your humility that you're still on the journey. I think we never stop being students, and that's really, really important, that we don't feel like just because we're suddenly, teaching a class that now we need to be, like a high guru or something like that. We're all really just students, and we lend helping hands to each other to walk the path with greater confidence. I think it's wonderful to allow your voice to be expressed, and I really love to create projects and share as much as possible. So I've created 4 Ashtanga Yoga DVDs, 3 on my own and 1 together with my husband and my wonderful friend Greg Nardi. And I hope that they add value to students who've had the opportunity to view them. And I'm currently working on a 3rd series DVD. I also recently created a YouTube channel. It's just under my name, Kino Yoga. And I really like the idea of being able to, communicate with the video medium, kind of like this interview right now. I think it's a really cool way for people just to be able to interact with yoga and go deeper into it, on their own at home. You can sort of repeat and watch things and have the opportunity to just think about them on your own and let your mind process. I'm also working on 2 books. One is going to be published by Shambhala, and it's an Ashtanga Yoga book concentrating on the primary series. And the second book, that I don't have a publisher for, but so I'm not sure if I'm going to release it myself or I'm going to wait to find a publisher, but it's really the story of my journey in the practice of yoga. So those are, I love making projects, so I feel like every time I think there's always something new. I have a line of yoga mats that's just released primarily in Europe, but I'm really excited about them because they're in fun colors that I think are, well, for me they're really fun and bright, and they're also really durable, and at the same time they're light. So I'm excited about all the things that I have going on. Yeah. I'm 34. I like fashion in general. It would be really hard to pick like one brand. I really enjoy fashion. But something that I do think about with anything is that it should be as much as possible in accordance with a yogic lifestyle. So there's a particular. I mean, I love shoes and purses, and I mean, this idea of being a yogi, I still really love beautiful things. But I kind of, as much as possible, try to keep all those choices still in accordance with yogic values. So there's a vegan. A vegan bag or purse and wallet company. I think they're based in Canada and they're called Mat and Nat, but it's all vegan. So everything is made from recycled plastic bottles, and they're really kind of trendy and progressive looking designs for purses and wallets and this sort of thing. I just wish they made boots, because that would be really cool to have vegan boots, so that you could have really amazing forward fashion that doesn't take the lives of animals. I think Stella McCartney is also a vegan brand, so she doesn't actually use any leather. Everything is vegan leather or plastic manufactured. What's also pretty cool about Mat and Nat is that in every purse that you get from them, it'll tell you how many plastic bottles have been recycled to make the interior lining, and how many trees were saved and this sort of thing. So you can really see the direct impact that your choices make in the world, and I think that we absolutely must take responsibility for every single choice that we make. Yeah. My off days. Wow. I think my favorite thing to do on the off day is to sleep in. I love the idea of not getting up early. I thank Ashtanga Yoga for changing my life, but I don't thank Ashtanga Yoga for getting me up before the sun rises. So I like to sleep in on my off days, and if I can, I love to go to the beach. I love the beach. I love the sun, and I love the warm weather. And I feel so blessed to live in Miami Beach because of the beautiful miles of coastline and the white sand and this clear aqua water. So whenever I can, I try to spend as much time in the beach as possible, whether it's going for a walk, to the sunset, or going for a good swim and just lying there as much as possible. That's probably my favorite thing to do on my day off. I think that I have the opportunity to travel so much, so I love to try the traditional local food in each place. When I was here this time, we went to a really traditional Japanese restaurant and tried some vegetarian Japanese food, which I absolutely loved. I think actually probably vegetarian Japanese is one of my favorite cuisines in the whole world. But I mean, everywhere I go, I get to try such amazing things. When I was in Taiwan, I got to try this amazing noodle dish that was made according to the principles of acupuncture medicine, and it was just amazing. Then when I was in Hong Kong, we went to this, the Lok Cha tea house, and we had these amazing dim sum that was made by the monks that they bring down to the restaurant every day, and that was amazing. I love to try the different fruits of each country because I love fruit. I mean, it's like nature's candy. In my house, we have an amazing mango tree, and when it's mango season, I think maybe that's my favorite time of year because I love mangoes. And it rains mangoes. They're big and they're juicy and they're just unbelievable. When I'm in India, I love the coconuts and the chai. I mean, that's just so India. I mean, Indian food is wonderful too. I don't think I could pick one particular food because, you travel so much and there's just so much in the world. A friend of mine recently from Hong Kong. So, but, maybe if not, then maybe coconuts. And then maybe for me, a mango tree.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you.